here, and today I woke up wanting to just sit down with you guys and have like a very real, raw, vulnerable conversation. I've been so transparent here on my channel. These thoughts that I'm thinking, the feelings that I'm feeling, I feel like in the near future it is gonna start like reflecting on my YouTube channel. Not even just my channel, just like my life decisions in the upcoming year or so. And I've always been super like honest with you guys. I thought it was time to just have like a nice little life update Q&A. I've always found that like spilling out what you're thinking leaves you feeling so much more relieved no matter what it is that is like giving you anxiety. I do that a lot with my therapist actually. This video is actually sponsored by BetterHelp, which I thought was like the perfect timing. It's almost like the universe knew. So I just want to say thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. There was this period of time when the pandemic hit where obviously probably like a lot of people, I was just always sad. So I started therapy around 8 months ago and it was like literally the best decision I ever made. I was like, why didn't I do this sooner? Why was I making life so difficult for myself? Because just like being able to just vomit out everything, all the worries and concerns, and even like the little things that happen throughout the day, those little things that maybe like make you feel like shit in the moment, but it's just like so minor that you never tell anyone that something so little bothered you and it just like fades away in your memory. Even like getting those out of my system made me realize how much lighter I felt. BetterHelp is an online platform and they'll assess your needs to see what kind of therapist that you need to be matched with depending on like the problems that you're facing and what you're feeling, and then they'll match you with a licensed professional therapist, and you can start communicating with them as soon as 48 hours. And I started therapy during the pandemic, so I started virtually right off the bat, and I'd never done in-person therapy, and I was a little skeptical because I was like, you know, in the movies they're always like sitting across from each other. I just thought I wouldn't get the same experience online, but that was so not the case. Let me tell you, it was just as effective virtually. They have a very large range of expertise on BetterHelp's counselor network. They have over 15,000 counselors on there, which might not be available to you locally, and they're also available worldwide. You can log into your account at any time and just send a message to your counselor and they'll reply to you as soon as they can, and you can also schedule like weekly phone calls or video calls. And they're also aware of the fact that like not every counselor is going to be like the perfect match for you right away. A lot of the time you might have to go through a couple one before you find someone that you're like, yes, we are a match. It's like kind of like a relationship that you have to feel very like comfortable in. So they make it super easy to change your counselor and it's free of charge. And I know that like traditional counseling can be a little bit expensive. BetterHelp is definitely more affordable, and they also have financial aid available. And they actually provided me with my own link that allows you to get 10% off your first month. So you can visit betterhelp.com/Sani, which is betterhelp.com/SANI. And there's over 1 million people that are already on there getting counseling. I think mental health is the most important thing, because if your mental health is weak, there's literally no way to enjoy anything that life has to offer. And you can start talking to someone that can really help you understand why you're feeling certain things, what happened to you in your past that you might not even have any clue how it's still continuing to affect you subconsciously. I love picking my brain with my therapist. Like, it's so relieving knowing that I'm not crazy, that there's like an explanation to everything that's going through my head. I just like approach situations in a different way now. Like the way that I think about things has completely changed, and it's only changed for the better. I definitely don't think that there should be a stigma around it at all. Let's get started, y'all. But first, I really wanted to start off with this question because it's what's like front and center in my brain right now, and that question is, how has being an influencer affected your mental health? I posted my first video March 31st, 2013, so that was 8 years ago, and then I think I've been consistently doing it, so posting videos every single week for like the past 5 years, maybe even 6 years. Even though other jobs do have their difficulties, I think the toughest part about being a YouTuber or being an influencer is the fact that like you're constantly being judged. And that can be like good judgment. Someone can be like, so creative, love what you're doing, so funny, haha. But at the same time, like, you're putting yourself out there for literally the entire world to see what's happening inside the walls of your home. Being an influencer, you bring a camera into some of your most personal, private moments. I chose this for myself. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed having this like transparent, intimate relationship with people that I'd never met. It was like this huge family. I don't know, I just remember like since I started my YouTube channel, since 2013, I had a goal. I was like, I want to have this many subscribers, I want to work with these brands, I want to have my YouTube family grow even bigger and travel and like get free shit. I was a kid, I was like 15. That was so fun for me. I was just like, that is something that I can work towards, and then in exchange, like, I will be happy because it will have come true. I think now looking back at it, what actually made me happy was the process. Like, I love the hustle of it. I love seeing like I put effort into this thing, I worked really hard, and look, it paid off. It got this many views. Now I work with this company. I will never say that I regretted any of it, but then as you're growing older, you start realizing that it's like, I love the content creation aspect of it, but I almost feel like your brain gets rewired where it's like you post something, and then if it does well, and in YouTube terms or being an influencer terms, does well, it's like gets a lot of likes, gets a lot of comments, gets a lot of views, gets a lot of positive feedback. It's like this instant gratification that you get that makes you want to keep going. And then I got so used to living my life through the camera lens. If something exciting was happening, my brain started to think like, damn, that'd be such good content. Let me bring my camera along. Then it started to turn into like, I see something really cool happening, let's say on the street, I don't know, a dog on a skateboard, I don't fucking know. My immediate instinct is to pull out my camera to story it. And maybe this is something that you can relate to even if you're not an influencer, but when you are an influencer, when this is your job, your brain constantly thinks like that. Like when I go on vacation, I would be like, okay, should I do daily vlogs? Should it be one weekly vlog? It just like started becoming instinctual. Is that a word? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But I feel like now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that in reality, like being an influencer, I'm sure so many others can relate, is this constant cry for attention. Like you're constantly like, watch me, like my videos, like thumbs up, like care about me, care about me. Like if you post a video and then it doesn't get as many views as like a previous video, you're like, what did I do wrong in that video? Was I not entertaining enough? Was I not funny enough? Did that video suck? And then you start questioning yourself and you start questioning like your value. If you post a picture and it's a selfie, whatever, and it doesn't do as well as like something else that you've posted, you start thinking like, do I look bad? Is that an ugly outfit? Like what should I be wearing? And then other people start molding who you are. You start curating like what you do to do well in the algorithm. And I've been trying to like kind of step out of that, like find my way through it, because I still do have a passion. I love talking. I love connecting with people because the algorithm wants you to post what I eat in a day. And I'm sitting here and I filmed so many what I eat in a days in the past, and I'm thinking to myself like, why do other people care what I eat in a day? Why am I filming this? It all stems back to maybe like this comparison game that you suck people into, and they keep comparing themselves to your life and they just like feel shitty about themselves. And I've been trapped in that before, and you keep going back and you keep watching their videos or stalking their feed because you just can't get enough. Just like a lot of videos I watch and I'm like, what was the point of this? I have unfollowed so many people on Instagram in the past few weeks because I'm just like, wait, why did I follow you to begin with? I want to be as passionate as that 15-year-old who had a goal. I think I have more to offer to the world than what I eat in a day video. Why would I want someone else to watch me on vacation when I would rather that person go out and live their own life and like not like live their life watching someone else live their life? As scary as it is, because I've been doing this for so long that it's become like second nature. Like I don't know what it feels like to not have the responsibility of having a video go up. I feel like I need to slow it down a little and kind of reconnect with the purpose that I have, what I want to do from this point moving forward. So we'll see. It's exciting. It's a little scary. It gives me a little bit of anxiety. I think they're like growing pains. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone because I've gotten so comfortable with being an influencer. I will say the entertainment aspect of it, I totally get. A lot of the time I'll watch things with no purpose to it whatsoever just because I'm like bored and I want to be entertained. So I get that, but I also feel like there should be a good balance of both of them. When are you planning on coming to London? Happy to give you a tour. I would love that. August 27th is when my school in London starts. Dude, how scary. I like talk about it as if it's not gonna happen. Like I still haven't processed that it's actually gonna happen. I've told you guys, like I've applied to go study abroad so many times, and each time I get approved and then each time the program gets canceled because of COVID. This time I kind of feel like it's gonna go through. I'm gonna be in London until the end of the year, so literally from August to the end of December. I'm really excited. I think I need it. I grew up moving every 2 years, so every 2 years my family would either move to a completely new city, country, or continent. So being so stagnant for like the past, I don't know, like 3 years, I'm like itching for it. I'm like craving being in a new environment. Like that is when I thrive the most. Whenever I'm out of my comfort zone in a brand new city is when I feel the most alive, and I just haven't felt that kind of excitement in a minute, like when it comes to like where I live. And honestly, like I thought moving to downtown LA would be like a little bit of a switch up because it's like more of a city vibe. I was more towards like the suburbs in LA, even though it was super exciting for the first few months. Now I don't really like being here because maybe it has to do with my whole like spiritual awakening, but I just like crave nature. Like I don't want to be hearing honking, and I don't know, there's always chaos going on, but not in like a New York exciting type of way. It's kind of in the scary kind of way. Hardest part of being an immigrant in the US. I actually got a lot of questions like this. I think a lot of my following are like immigrants too. So I love that we have our little community here. I'm actually in the process of naturalizing right now, which means I'm becoming an American citizen and I need to take a test. I was shitting my pants when the whole like Biden Donald Trump election results were going up, because I was like, who knows that Donald Trump won't come out with a law that says everyone that has a green card go back home. I follow a lot of influencers and they all speak up about, you know, social injustices. They criticize the government, but like as an immigrant, even though I want to be just as loud and I want to like say just as much, there is this fear in the back of your head that it's like, what if the wrong people are in authority at some point and like they dig up some of the things that you said? Like I would see so many people saying things like abolish the system, abolish this, abolish that, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't say things like that. Like nothing is for sure, nothing is certain. This is not my home country. It just kind of makes you a little bit more aware of your actions. There's a Turkish saying that's like, you should know how to behave if you're at a guest house. That's like the direct translation of it. And it's basically like, you know, when you were little and you would go like visit someone else's house, like a neighbor's house, and your mom would be like, behave, and you would be on your best behavior because that's not your home. Kind of makes you feel like that in a different country. How do you learn to be comfortable with living alone in more solitude? So I'm really good at this. Over the years, I think I've really become my own best friend. There are very few people that I prefer hanging out with over just being alone and like hanging out with myself. It didn't used to be like that. I was always just like, I need to be hanging out with other people all the time and I need to be constantly in communication with them, or else I would feel really alone really fast. Like let's say I have a solid group of friends but no one has hit me up in like a week, I immediately start spiraling into this thought of like, they don't like me, they're not actually my friends, I'm alone, like I'm lonely, I don't really have that many friends. Like I just like kind of would self-sabotage. But now I'm like, I prioritize myself over anyone. Okay, so like I was thinking of this the other day. I was like hanging out on my balcony, like thinking about life, and I was like, it's so interesting that when we meet people that are similar to us, we like get really excited because we're like, oh, that would be such a good friend, like we have so much in common. So in a way, when you like people that are similar to you, that means that those qualities that they have that are like mutual to yours is something that you value. So that essentially means means that you have those qualities. You also like them in you. So you like yourself. There is an aspect of self-love in that. And I just was like thinking about that, and I was like, sometimes it's really hard for people to grasp the idea of self-love. Sometimes it's all about perspective. So I think the way that you start becoming your best friend is like meeting parts of yourself that maybe you didn't before, and like actually spending time with yourself and actually like taking the time to see what do you enjoy, talk to yourself out loud, doing the simplest thing, because I enjoy my own company. I have a video all about how I learned to love myself. I will link it down below. How can you work out every day without giving up? If it looks like I work out every day on the outside, that is not the case. I think my workouts come in phases. Right now, I'm like really proud of myself because I feel like this past wave of my workout sessions has actually been going on for a while. I'm actually like filming this video and like moving my arms. I like see that I'm becoming more toned. I don't know, I was checking myself out while I was talking to you guys. I don't know if you noticed, but I wake up in the morning and I've just noticed that when I work out in the morning, I feel better throughout the rest of the day. Because I care about myself, because I want myself to be at its fullest potential, and that includes mental health and my body, I prioritize doing things that I know are gonna make me feel better in the future. It's kind of like investing in your own self. If you're not gonna invest in yourself, who the fuck are you gonna invest in, you know? I think you need to realign your reason for why you work out. How do I start meditating? I get distracted so easily. Girl, I was the same. I literally couldn't meditate for longer than 3 minutes because I would just like start thinking about a lot of things. But I truly think that meditation is like a muscle that you build. So you have to keep doing it in order to get better at it. But there's a specific type of meditation that works for me personally, and it's called breathwork meditation. Let me show you guys how it's done really quick because it's literally the easiest thing in the whole entire world. I just recently did it with my boyfriend for the first time, and I was kind of like guiding him. I felt like a spiritual mentor. Create the vibe. So put up a bunch of candles. I have like a galaxy light that I put up, put all the blinds down. I play some Hertz music. What's my favorite? 432 Hertz. Search meditation playlist. Click the first one that pops up. Lay down. And this is how the breath work goes, okay? So all you do is hand on your chest, hand on your stomach. You don't use your nose for any of this breath work. I think there's like different methods, but this is the one that I use. So first you're gonna breathe into your stomach, and then you're gonna breathe into your chest, and then you're gonna release. So like, that's like back to back. So first, breathe into your stomach, and then into your chest, and then release. And you just basically, that's it. That's all you do. You lay on the floor and you do that. It starts getting tiring, but keep pushing, because what breath work basically does is everything that you're feeling like emotionally or like mentally, like all the anxieties, concerns, trauma that you're like holding up here, it like translates to an actual physical feeling in your body. So a lot of the time, like my hands will clench up and feel literally like paralyzed. I won't be able to move them. It's like drugs. I swear to God, I remember the first time I did it and I was just like, what just happened? I was in acting class. Usually I do it for like 40 minutes, and like after the first 10 minutes, I like kind of go into trance. My hands are all clasped. Sometimes my feet are clasped. Like you feel this buzzing, vibrating all throughout your head, your ears, your eyes, your chin, your mouth. So it's like a really good release. I did it during the supermoon. I like say this stuff as if I know what the supermoon is, but I just heard it's a good time to release. And honestly, like it's made me feel better. It just like makes you feel just so much lighter. If your hands are like clenched up like that, don't freak out. Slowly start like opening up your hands. The vibrations keep going, and sometimes you want to keep doing the breath work because you like it so much and you don't want it to stop. 45 minutes will go by and I'll look at my phone and I will be like, I felt like that was 5 minutes. It's really weird. I feel like it should be talked about more, but then again, like everything that's actually good for us is either illegal or like people don't really talk about it. So try it out and then tell me your experience in the comments down below. If you just type in like breathwork meditation on YouTube and then go in the comments, that will be convincing enough for you to try it. Like so many people are always in the comments of those videos being like, my whole life changed, like that was insane. So I think there's a lot of benefits to it. Okay, that was a lot. We talked about a lot of topics. They were kind of like a lot of topics. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that I affected your day in a positive manner, because that is all that I can wish to do with my videos. Feel free to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. I love you guys so much, all the way to Pluto and back. Bye.